Hello. On my channel, it's telling me that it's going to be 4 minutes before I go live, but I think I'm already there. All right, so let's get this out of the way and that out of the way. Hey, Kim. Trying to put the phone where I can see the chat. Hey, Donna, how are you? There we go. Let me tilt the camera so it looks like I'm seasick or something. I have been working, Donna, on these today. Looky. So we have that to be able to look forward to. And got my long little stringies in it. I did it on a video. Oh, thank you, Donna. I did it on a video, a pre-recorded one. Kindness is contagious. Be the light you hope to see in others. Yes. I like that. Yeah, I like that fabric, Kim. Isn't it pretty? Trying to call myself awake here. Hey, Marla, how are you? I just sent Colleen the meme of the week. Cutest meme ever. Well, where did my ears go? I need the ears so I can show this for Beverly. Yes. I steal from Colleen's links all the time. Isn't that what they're there for? It's to be stolen from? I sent her one this morning too. I thought it was cute. You guys can't see what I'm doing down here. Let me move you down a bit. I'm playing with dogs again. I still don't know how the ears are supposed to go. I think they're like that. There she is. Hey, Beverly. Okay. So I cut out a Dave just for you, Beverly. Oh, cool. I'm glad she's taking a nap. I'm going to put ears on here real quick, Beverly. I'm just basting them on because they have to go on before we do the gusset. And then I will show you how to do this little piece for that head gusset because it is a pain. It's the hardest part of this whole dog, I think. Hey, Colleen. Okay. I'm not sure exactly how I'm sliding, you guys. Sorry. I'm going to bring my pen bin down here. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we have the markings on here. Hey. And I'm putting that mark on the head gusset right there at that 1/4 inch mark. Can you see that, Beverly? I've just transferred the mark from the pattern piece onto the head gusset right there. And then I'm going to transfer those marks. Hey, Agnes. Crumb sewing is always fun. And then I'm transferring the same marks. And I'm doing it on the right side of the dachshund. Yeah, Miss Donna won first place in her very first quilt show, which is amazing. And I know this pen isn't very dark, sorry. You want to try the dog? Hey, Agnes. Hey, Lori. Here's my Lori. Okay, so Beverly says yes, she can see those marks. Oh, okay. All right, so where I've got these marks, there's a mark and there's a mark. And then here are the marks on my gusset. And guys, Beverly specifically asked for this, so I want to make sure I do it for her because this is giving her fits. And what I'm doing here is I have the two pieces right sides together. I've put my pen through the mark on the gusset, and I'm putting my pen through the mark on the dog. So that is right there. And I've lined them both up along the edge. And then once I have them lined up, she's your Lori. We're going to fight over you, Lori. Okay, and then I'm going to put the other two marks together, the mark on the gusset and the mark on the dachshund. Beverly, I appreciate that you keep saying yes, that you understand what I'm doing, because that lets me know I'm explaining it so you can understand it. Okay, so what I've done now is I've got those two pieces put together, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pen the edges flat. And the thing here is that the edges are bias, so they will stretch. So if you stretch on them, or if you pull on them, they're going to stretch, okay? So you don't really want to do that because they're cut specifically to match one another. But all I'm doing now is I'm taking it and I'm kind of bending it over my finger. Can you see how there's still a gap there? I'm going to kind of push it back so that the edges match. Look at Donna kicking the links there. Awesome. Hey, Sylvia. My hands are giving me fits about putting the pins through today. Sorry about that, Beverly. But then I'm just kind of easing it in together. And I'm pushing like here. There's a little more fabric. So I'm just kind of pushing the gusset over this way and lining up the edges. Probably is easier to do this with clips than with pens. I may have to rearrange that a little bit. But I'm just trying to line up the edges of the fabric and kind of push the bulk back in. You see it? Marla, I'm not sure if you can link it to me on like Instagram. I think you can send messages through Instagram, right? And Beverly, it is okay if there's a little bit of pucker, but what I'm going to do is when you sew this 1/4 inch seam, you're going to push your bulk back away from the seam. But yeah, you're making it for yourself and it is a pin cushion. So when you see what I did there, I just cheated. I moved that little edge on that pen and just pinned it down. Because once you sew, when you get ready to sew the second side in, Beverly, see if I can get that up there close enough. You're going to sew this side down with a 1/4 inch seam and just push the extra fabric back away from the seam so you get as smooth a seam as possible. And then you're going to do the other side of that. And what will happen is when you get ready to sew up this section of the dog to match, this gets enclosed inside the seam of the dog. This end does. So it's not going to have a piece sticking out. It's going to all be sewn inside there. Kind of like, let's see if I can get her up there for you. See how the piece goes down inside the nose? So it's there, but that end of it is all down inside that nose. And it does the same at the back here where the pins are. So yeah, it's okay. I mean, mine, that one came out smooth. This one's not quite as smooth, but by the time you see, there's a little pucker there. But by the time I stuff this, or the recipient stuffs it, that pucker will be gone. My little nose is not all the way out. Why is that? But that's how you pin that. Hi, Lynn. You're actually able to share from your cell phone, Donna? Awesome. All right, I'm going to bring you guys back up. Hopefully that helps you, Beverly, and gets you to where you want to be. When you pin the other side, you'll be pinning them. Whoops, I got an extra pin. So they're face to face, but you'll do the same thing. And you just manipulate the fabric till you get it the way you want. Do you quilt, Beverly? And do mitered corners on your binding? Okay. All right. Let me move over here to my sewing machine real fast. And I'm going to sew real quick, folks, just to get that in there. All right. Now that I've put it on there, and you can see I've still got a little bit of a pucker showing in there, Beverly, so I'm not perfect either. I don't think anybody's perfect when it comes to sewing. Some of us are better than others, that's all. And I'm not including me as better than others. You do the same thing, Beverly. Where I put the mark in the end of the gusset, I'm going to match it up to the mark on the other side. And this time you're going to have both pieces pinned together there. Back down to my hands. Sorry, guys. So the mark on this side is going to match the mark on that side. And because that's it. So you're going to put your piece in here. And my hands really are not doing well at pinning today. Sorry. And then here's the mark here. And it's going into the mark on this side. Oh, you're welcome, Beverly. You can't be the only person who's run into this issue. That's why I was like, let's just do it on a live. And then if someone else runs into it, then it's available. And for me, well, if I can get that pen in there, sorry. Oh, it's okay, Donna. You're doing great. I appreciate you putting up links. Okay, and then see how that's all fitted together now? If you wanted to, you don't even have to pin this side, but you're going to be using your fingers as pins here. And you'll start sewing right there on the inside. My phone is right in front of me and it's not showing the same thing that's on my Zoom camera. But you'll start sewing here and go right around that edge. You don't actually have to pin it in there unless you want to, but that side actually fits better. See how it's laid out all nice and smooth? So you could get away without pins on the second side if you wanted to. And I'm going to fold back the top side. I don't know what my husband's yelling about in there, but I'm going to start sewing right here and just go all the way around to this side. But see, the big thing is you want to fit the outside edge of another. And on mine, the second piece is actually fitting better this time. This is the right side of the dog to the right side of the dog, and the right side of the gusset to the right side of the dog. It's exactly the same, except that you've got a piece, something hanging off that other side. That's all. Does that make sense? Okay, over here so you can hopefully see me sew. So I'm going to lay back. I need my fingers here. I'm going to lay back the top part of the dog, but I'm going to start right. And I'm just going to go right around. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing the fabric back away from the edge. I'm hoping you can see that, Beverly. And then I'm going to open this up and sew right down to the same spot where I joined them. So everybody can watch in their PJs. Okay, so now I've sewed that seam in place. And then I'm going to turn it inside out so you can see it. Right there. And actually the second side didn't pucker as much. Whoops. The second side didn't pucker as much as the first one. And then when you go to sew this around the top of the nose and stuff, just make sure that you've got the ends of your gusset tucked up inside your seam allowance. And then you just go from here down and around, and from here up and around the tail. You can see that. Does that make sense? Hey, Courtney, that is the absolute hardest part of this dog, is that gusset. And after you do it a couple of times, it won't feel hard. So the other thing is, if you want to, you can add another little seam along both edges of that gusset. If it's a stuffed animal, if you're sending it for a baby, I would sew it again here, but then you can snip that curved edge a little bit around there so that it lays better whenever you turn it all inside out. You got it. Okay. So, and now that I've done the hardest part, I guess I should sew that dog up, huh? I will. So, did everybody get that on the dog? Or everybody who might make the dog? I have my little piece all done. Yeah, they're fun, Sylvia. And you can get the pattern for together. Yeah. And for some reason, you're very welcome, Beverly. I'm glad you asked, because you cannot be the only person who had issues with that. I didn't see on the site that they have a unicorn, but I will definitely have to go look. I know they have all kinds of stuff. I remember seeing a rhinoceros or a hippopotamus, maybe both. And I think I saw an elephant. And there was something else there that I wanted to make, but I don't remember what it was. It's been a minute since I looked at it. Like I said, I like making little stuffies, but I always use them for pin cushions. Here's my chicken that I messed up from Teresa Louise. But I think I finally got it, guys, after I don't know, 4 tries. Exactly. I think I was the first person who posted on that, Mary. But I think that may be a reaction. Somebody went on there yesterday and posted someone else's channel. And so maybe she decided that it would be a good idea to let people have a shout out. But she did ask that you only post your own channel, not anybody else's. So I did post mine this morning. She tagged me in it, so I figured, okay, let's post mine. You have to have a sign into the website, but it's free, Lynn. And my login was still good. I hadn't used it in several years. Okay, Donna, thank you very much. I appreciate sharing links. And now that this little rooster's sewn up right, and I can put some stuffing and stuff in him, I'm feathering out his little comb. May sit and play with that. So did everybody see the block? That's Cornelius. And Henrietta's not out here. I've got her in there. I've got Edna. She's got to go be applicate. Oh, I'm sorry about your migraine, Mary. And here I get loud. Oh, yeah, Sylvia, you definitely should. Because we're trying to grow you and quilting in the country and everybody. Donna. I don't know that the rest of us are much help with Donna since she's so far ahead of us. Okay. I think Courtney can drop her link too if you guys haven't done it yet, because Courtney's a mod. And we've also added PSAs to what we're putting out there based on the security stuff that we see happening. I guess we're now the Mean Girl Mod Squad. I don't know. But we're putting out PSAs about not sharing your personal information in YouTube chats. Yeah, there's my girl. There is Stephanie. Yep. Okay, Beverly, that's great. I'm glad I got to show you how to do that. If you have more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Yeah, Sassy Stephanie has been up and down with feeling good. So we're all praying for her, hoping that she gets there. We try, Sylvia. We really try. We just want everybody to be safe and careful and not end up having issues with anything that is preventable out there. Am I cutting in and out again, Shirley? I shouldn't be, but we have found that Zoom gives us fits. I'm looking, actually, tech support is looking at Restream for me. He really wants me to go over to OBX or OBS, whichever one, completely. Well, I'm sorry. We try. Look at that blue wrench there on Quilting in the Country, saying mods are awesome, bragging on herself. But yeah, my mods are awesome for sure. Put links in there. Yeah, you don't have to put up with anything from any user that you don't like. Let a mod know if someone's harassing you. And if it's something really bad or if they're messaging you outside of YouTube chats or trying to encourage you to go to Facebook or other groups instead of chatting on YouTube, then definitely let us know so that we can block that person. I know there's at least one that was doing that, trying to get people to leave YouTube and go talk to them on Facebook. And then when they would go talk to the people on Facebook or go join their groups, then they would start getting not so nice private messages from that person. We don't want that to happen to you. So we want to make sure that you're protected. Yeah. Well, I'm glad your dishes are done, Kim. I wish mine were done. We actually have the dishwasher going and still more that need to be washed because we've been cleaning stuff up. You forgot you were a mod here? I think we gave each other wrenches the same time, Lori. But yeah, my mods are really good. And I'm not just saying that because they're my mods, but they're mods for a lot of people. Mary, we definitely try and we want to make sure that if you're on YouTube and you're in a chat that you are safe and comfortable and nobody's treating you badly. We don't want that to happen. A spanner, I like that. It's not a wrench, it's a spanner. But one of the things, is when you have a group of mods who kind of know each other and travel together from chat to chat, they know who's causing trouble across the board. Where if you've got mods who are only mods on one or two channels, they may not see somebody who's causing issues in another chat and realize when they follow you that they're still being nasty. So It wasn't a nasty comment. Marla, you would be surprised. There are people who are on YouTube just to be predators, just like there are on any other anything. I mean, there's people in real life who do that. There's people. Let me stop and back up a second. I worked in prisons while I was going to college. I'm a paralegal by trade, and I did lots and lots of research and background checks on people. So I'm probably more suspicious by nature than most people are. And I did a lot of traveling work for years and years, and so I got really used to being cautious. And then I come on YouTube, and first several years I was on YouTube, all I did was go to chats and do things like and go visit Tiff and Teresa and that kind of stuff. And then even then there were people that I was like, I don't really want to spend much time with that person. And then, when I started doing my own channel, I had to unblock the people that I had blocked before. And so I had to unblock those people. And when I unblocked those people, I saw they were still doing some of the things that they were doing that made me block them in the first place. So, and my personal opinion on it is, if you're on my channel and you feel like you need to block my mods because you don't like them or you don't like what they're doing, maybe my channel's not the place for you. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but you should let me know if there's an issue with my mods. I'm pretty much going to stand with the moderators unless something funky is going on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't like the trolls. I don't like trolls at all. But, if you don't like the mods, well, we might have an issue. It was definitely interesting, Mary. It was definitely interesting. So this is what I made yesterday and today. I was telling Donna, these are the So Powerful bags that she was making. And I believe that the organization is called sopowerful.org. I'm going to put links to that group in the video that I put up. I don't have a community tab, so I can't put it there. But these actually go together fairly quickly. The video took 2.5 hours to film, so I have 2.5 hours to go through and clean up. So here's how to cut it, interface it, and here's how to sew it together. Because the 2.5 hours, I just filmed it as I was making it. Of course, interruptions from the dog and the chickens and the hubby and all that. So I'm working on getting all that out there. But this has a little pocket here at the front. And then it has a little slip pocket down inside. I can get my fingers inside of it. So you have a pocket inside to hold stuff. It's not a huge bag, but it's got a long enough strap to be like over the shoulder crossbody. So, a girl could carry it fairly easily, even if she had other stuff in her hands and not worry about it sliding down. And I made mine out of cotton and interfaced it with SF101. But I liked this fabric and I thought it might be fun for, a young girl, because the ages that they're aiming, I guess, is 9 to 13. Yeah, I really like this. And on this, I like that it has the contrast pocket down in there, but you don't really see anything back here. I really wanted to do some embroidery work on it, but I was afraid that would be against the rules. And I've got to go over to the sopowerful.org website and look. If it's not against the rules, there may be some butterflies or Because I think this fabric kind of lends itself to a butterfly, don't you? Maybe a butterfly or a heart or something like that on it. I wouldn't put any names or letters because I don't know what country it's going to end up in. Hey, Marie. Yeah, definitely on my to-do list. And I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and get that put out there. Margaret Lewin, I think it's Lleewyn. Miss Margaret's Quilts or Miss Maker's Quilts is what she was. Oh, they have some free embroidery patterns for the purses. I haven't dug that far. I just saw Donna make it and I downloaded the beginner and the intermediate pattern with the idea that I would make a video for the beginner pattern and a video for the intermediate. But I got to get the video for the beginner pattern edited and put up before I go on to the intermediate. But yeah, if they've got embroidery patterns that are acceptable, I'll definitely look at that because I would love to embroider something on that flap. I would like to put a zipper pocket in it. You know, my brain, I'm a bag maker. I make bags. So my brain was like, oh, I could put a zipper pocket in the flap and then I could do embroidery on it and I could put a magnetic clasp or I could put Velcro or all these ideas. Yeah. So I really want to dress it up, but I don't want to dress it up so far they can't use it because of course, they put out a specific pattern for a reason. They want them to be similar so that nobody feels like they got a crappy bag compared to somebody else's nice bag. I get that. Yeah, Teresa subscribed to it and a couple others. I may be subscribed to her, but you can't see who I'm subscribed to because of my privacy settings. Beverly, that pattern is from, let me pull this up and show you, because I'm a visual person. You can tell me all day long, but it's not going to stick until I see it. It is from this group, sopowerful.org, and they make bags for girls in all kinds of countries. They have a Facebook group. They have a So Powerful Purse Project. They're on Instagram. They have a newsletter. And it looks like most of the bags are just literally plain. But yeah, I could see dressing this up big time. And it's a simple bag pattern. It's free. You know, I don't think you can sell it, but if you wanted to make one for yourself, oh, they're doing buttons and all kinds of stuff. Like I said, Mary, I haven't been to the website to look, but I definitely want to because if I can dress it up, I might. I even thought about putting like a buttonhole here and then sewing a button onto that outer pocket. But yeah, I mean, this is a blank canvas waiting stuff. It really is. Was going to, I'd embroider her name on or do whatever. Here we go. There's Margaret. She stole a link from you, Teresa. How are you today? Hello. Everybody say hi to Teresa. Courtney never did tell me what she was eating. Yeah, Marie. T-Quilt has done it. Donna did it. Donna at Handmade by Ying. And like I said, I watched, and Misty Doan at Missouri Star did it too. I didn't hide them from you, Colleen. I hid them from everybody else. I got in trouble for it. Yeah, I think this is Walmart fabric, this tie-dye. And the stuff inside is Stonehenge by Moda, I think. Came in my box, the last box I got from So Yeah. I've been using it in pineapple blocks. And I was looking for something that would work well with this as a inner fabric. And that just seemed to go together to me. I also have, let me show you this and see what you guys think. Because I pulled this out. I don't use brown for much. And this is like, I think this is a Lori Holt fabric, actually. See if it tells me. Nothing on the knowledge. I think it's a Lori Holt. But I thought this was cute for like the outside of a bag and put something lighter inside. What do you guys think? Is this too old for a teenage girl? I thought that it would be cute because it's dark and because, so it wouldn't show dirt as badly, and then put a light inside. But I don't know. I mean, I know I like vintagey kind of fabrics, so maybe it's too old for a teenager. So tell me what you think. Colleen, you got busted red-handed. She caught you red-handed. Or put it on the inside. I don't know what I would put with it if I put it as the lining. And I'm out of the tie-dye stuff. I've used it down to almost nothing. That's interesting. Ow. Miss Kim is having trouble with her eye, and I think mine is joined in. No, I have a hair sticking in my eye. That's what's wrong with me. Okay, thank you. I was a little scared there for a second. I was like, what is that? Yeah, Margaret has got some really cool patterns. She did one with, I want to say 16 fat quarters, where she sewed them together in rows and then cut them into strips, then sewed the strips back together. Turned out to be a really cool looking fat quarter quilt for like a teenager, especially if you use stuff that was a little psychedelic. Hers was bright orange and pink. So what would you put on the outside with brown? I was thinking for the outside because it's dark and it doesn't get dirty. Brenda, you're a oh, no, don't sing that. I didn't do that one. I've got a half a dozen things on my desk that need to be mailed. I've got pillowcases that I've got to finish. They're in there. And a quilt or two that I've got to send to Stephanie that are already done. And then I've got the bags and I've got the dog that I want to send out. So those are the things I'm kind of working on right now. And chicken salad, chickens everywhere. If you guys are working on chicken salad, you may want to go ahead and start working on putting the parts that go around your blocks together. I'm going to start doing that as soon as I finish my scrap blocks for Sean Sew Along. And I have you did, Teresa. And I have a bag sew along that I'm going to do later in the week. I'm doing a sew along later in the week with Donna and Sean for a beach bag. And I thought, well, okay. So I need to get that one put together. I have to have it, I want to have it prepped and ready to go so that I just can sew it whenever the live starts. That's Thursday evening. I think it's this Thursday. I have to look. It's been one of those weeks already. Despite the fact that it's only Monday. You guys saw my short this morning about my sewing machine. I got up, I started sewing. Usually I clean my sewing machine like Saturday afternoon. Apparently I didn't clean it and I for sure didn't run bobbins. So I got up this morning, ran out of bobbin first thing, looked over, there was no bobbins on my little bobbin holder. So I was like, great, now I got to fill bobbins. Well, filling bobbins means that it's time to change the needle and clean the sewing machine. So I opened up the sewing machine and oh my goodness, y'all, I probably pulled out dust out of there. And I know I cleaned that last weekend. So I was like, okay, we got work to do. The quarter square triangles. Teresa, have fun. Hopefully you're quilting a quilt for yourself and not work. Or maybe it would be good if it was for work because that means you're making money, right? And I had to sign off last night on TIFFs. She had, I don't know, 500 or 600 people. I was thinking, this is so numbers. So, yeah, anything that's easy and simple, that's what I want to sit and sew. And I'm probably not going to sit and sew much today because I've got that video that I need to edit. And the big thing is I've got to applique Miss Edna for next week. You're going to see, you're going to see Henrietta's applique on Wednesday. And then I just put out a video for how to load the flourish to be able to embroider a name on. So if you haven't seen that, then you may want to take a peek at that. And I hate that when it freezes. Oh, you're very, very welcome, Beverly. I'm froze again, and always at some goofy face. This is going to drive me batty. I guess I'm going to have to kill Zoom and come and do a restream. I'm going to have to subscribe to restream. Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. This was fun. She was doing typical Tiffany stuff up until she put that block together, though. I was just like, what is she doing? And when she put that block together, I was like, wow, that came out great. And somebody was like, oh, well, why is she putting fabric in between those two half square triangles? But when she put it up there as a block, I was like, oh, now that is cool. That's a variation on flying geese I've never seen or heard of. And I pay lots of attention to flying geese because I like them. You don't like watching? I don't like having the chat on Restream and on YouTube, but Restream, I'm going to try Restream only because I want to see if it holds on to the signal better than Zoom. Because as you see, I'm still freezing. We have Starlink. I'm the only person on it right now. We're getting the best signal we could possibly get out here. And it's still giving us fits with Zoom. It's not YouTube, it's Zoom. So you took pictures of the box and then what's inside. Are you talking about your grandma's quilt? Yeah, I'm not big on having the chat on the screen, although it's nice if there are two channels streaming because the chat from both channels shows there so you can see it. And then you could, but then you too. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Yeah, they were all made. Well, I make flying geese with half square triangles anyway. So, that's kind of my thought process on them. So it made perfect sense to me to put a piece of fabric in between the two HSTs. I thought, oh, that's gorgeous, and it did come out really, really well. But yeah, I don't understand the difference between I know how to make flying geese the traditional way, but I don't know why you would do it that way. Seems to me like it would be easier to make the two half square triangles and put them together. But maybe that's because I'm not, some guru of quilting. I'm just, I consider myself average. But yeah, it was really cool the way she did all that. I was really impressed with the block she came up with. Like I said, up until then I was kind of like, eh. But when she put that block together, I went, oh yeah. You're gonna make rice?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I'm
gathering the sheep.
I won't say I'm lazy because I'm not, but I just think it's so much easier to make flying geese when you're already making half square triangles. And I can make half square triangles easily. So for me, that's just a whole different way of doing it. Okay, so we have shown Beverly how to put her gusset in her puppy today. And I've shown off my little bags I made. And I've got to pick out a fabric to go with this so this can go on the inside. What else is going on these days? And we've talked about Brandy's giveaway. Let's see, Sylvia's going to go live tomorrow. I want to see that. That's going to be at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't mind the seam in the middle of it, Marie. Maybe traditionally they don't want the seam in it, but I don't mind. And it's making me mad.
It's making
all right
easy.
And of course, it always freezes when I'm making some weird face, right? Always freezes when I'm making a weird face. Am I going to come back long enough to say bye? Because I guess that's about what I'm going to do. All right, guys. I guess I'm coming back long enough to say goodbye. Yeah. I don't know what this stupid thing is doing. I think it's because we're getting a storm starting here.
Yeah.
So
great when there's no storms.
Yeah. Starlink is awesome when there's no storms, but we've got a little bit going. So I'm going to say bye, everybody. I hope you can hear me or see me. I will talk to you soon, and I will see you Thursday, if not before. You're very welcome, Beverly. Bye, guys.